to Smash Writing. I'm Paul. This is Justin. And oh, fuck you guys. We are back with another review.
You can't say fuck you guys. This is one person's fault.
Fuck you, person. We are
Just
back.
kidding. Please put comments.
Yes, but try not to request horrible movies. But we are continuing our trend on to talking about the Twilight films. So now we are back with part 2, Twilight Saga. God, they even have to put the name in the movie. They're just going to call it New Moon. But we are here reviewing New Moon. Okay, Justin, read. I don't even know what the hell is going on. So go ahead and read it.
You just watched it last night.
I did, and I hate it so bad that it's...
Well, I watched this on 1.5 speed.
Yeah.
And it was the speed of a normal movie.
Oh.
Alright, this movie kicks off with a nightmare sequence.
It does not kick off, okay? That's excitement. Choose your words wisely with this movie.
It kicks off with a nightmare sequence of Bella envisioning that she's an old woman because it is her 18th birthday. And she's aging, and Edward's not. So she finally wakes up from this dream to getting presents from Charlie. And then off to school she goes, where Edward picks on her for being old and everything. And then he makes reference to the fact that he's 109. Now, we didn't touch on this topic in the last video like I wanted to. Completely forgot to do it. Unless Edward has spent the last 92 years. Yes, I did the math. I would put him at 17. He's been a vampire for 92 years. Unless he's spent those 92 years in a room staring at a white wall, then he fucking aged. You age by living a life, by taking in experiences and going out. You mentally grow as an individual. That is your age. So, being that he has lived a life and has not stayed in a room for 92 years, he ain't fucking 17. No matter how much you say it. We carry on with school day. They're learning about Romeo and Juliet, where he begins to pout about being envious of Romeo because he was able to kill himself. Because if something would have happened to Bella back in the first movie, he would have to go make a big plea to the Volcari and get them to kill him instead of... I mean, he could technically still kill himself, right? Like, he could take his own claws to his neck and just go this way.
He could just walk out into the sunlight. Oh, wait, that don't exist.
We'll get to that point. Anyway, Alice, though, is very pumped up for her birthday. She's throwing a big birthday party. She doesn't care about what Bella wants. This party's happening. And the party goes south whenever Bella has the worst paper cut in history of man. God, she's got to have some kind of clotting issue or something. Good Lord.
Right. Like, that just dawned on me. I'm like, wait, it's a paper cut. Why is she bleeding repulsively like Jesus?
Hardcore drunk going on here. Just can't plot for the damn. But anyway, Jasper goes to attack her, so Edward defends her the best way possible by chucking her against the wall and causing her to bleed more. So
smart. We
get a really weird stitching scene. Like, why are you holding him like that? But we learned that the reason Edward is so reluctant to turn her into a vampire because she wants to become a vampire now because she doesn't want to age. It has to happen right now.
My God, yeah. Like, I remember, like, we were texting about it, and I'm like, she's 18. Like, she can wait because, like, he wanted to wait like a couple of years or so.
Oh, he said 5 years.
5 years. She would still literally not be that much older. You don't, unless you're a raging crackhead, you would not age physically that bad.
Well, we learned his reluctance is because he doesn't want to damn her soul. He views vampires as being damned and going to hell, and he doesn't want to damn her. So they argue a little bit about it.
No, you know what it is? He just want to deal with her ass forever. Because at this point, I want to smack her myself.
Well, there are no good characters in this movie.
No, there
Well,
isn't.
no, there is. There is one character. And I think it's... See, everyone is Team Edward or Team Jacob. But then I heard the argument, because I'm watching a lot of Amanda the Jedi, trying to learn about the books and everything. And I'm kind of agreeing with her. It's Team Alice. Those two are the true romantic story of this. Despite what Stephanie Meyer might say. And you're going to see why here in a moment. So the next day, the Cullens aren't in school. And then he's waiting for her at her house. And he's breaking up with her. The Cullens are leaving town. His excuse is the fact that the dad is supposed to be 10 years older than what he is, and people are questioning it. And a lot of people have questions. Like, your family blends in the walls here. Like, they're not questioning your age. But she is devastated and heartbroken. She runs into the woods after him, falls down, and stays there until the people who were out manhunting for her find her and carry her home.
I will smack Sammy repeatedly. I love my daughter, but my daughter was ever that clingy onto a relationship that's still like, is this movie literally picked up just weeks after?
Oh, I have no idea the timeline here.
Because no, actually,
well,
yeah.
no, it had to have been at least 3 months.
Yeah.
Because it went through summer break in the senior year.
All right, but still, we're still saying from part 1 to now, with Bella being so infatuated with, the Cullens and being a vampire, we're still talking about within 6 months.
I got some bad news for you, buddy.
Oh,
that's the one guarantee I can give you. Because that's one thing about these movies, as bad as they are, they do get that clingy teenage relationship on the nose. But we get in this interesting scene that I think it's mocked about, but I think they did the best they could do with it. Because in the book, it literally is one page says October, the next page says November, the next page says December. Nothing happens. It's like those 3 months are skipped and riddled down to 3 pages. So having the swivel camera going around her, that's a pretty creative idea with what they had to work with. Now, while they're swiveling, she's sending emails to Alice, backing up the Team Alice here. Now, while she's having these also, during these 3 months, she's having screaming nightmares.
Oh my God.
I would have killed my child at this point. They'd just be dead.
Right. Would have been killed a long time ago because of this scrap.
They want to deal with that shit every day for 3 months? No, not at all. Either give her a concussion or give her some booze.
Oh my God, this is why you're not going to be trusted to babysit Sammy.
But if your kid's having screaming nightmares over a boy, don't send them to my house. But Charlie's getting worried now too, because he wants to see her go out. So she agrees that if she's going to go out with Jessica, someone who might be more annoying than Bella, and she only has like 3 lines of dialogue here.
This movie is just getting worse and worse and worse.
But while she's out with Jessica, she sees the guys who tried to attack her in the first movie, and she starts going toward them. And that's when she starts getting visions of Edward trying to warn her away. So she realizes that if she puts herself into dangerous situations, she'll see Edward. So she buys an old bike and takes it to her friend Jacob's house. Because he's still in this movie too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Gave him a bigger role.
And he agrees to fix up the bike with her. And all of his friends, brothers, I don't know what the hell these people are. But they joke around and they even point out the fact he's already calling her his girlfriend.
And he did that cheesy line, "No, guys."
I said girl and a friend.
You know damn well what you said.
Yeah. Those are red flags. You run from those.
Not Bella!
But we get a montage sequence of them working on the bike together, which involves her throwing a slice of pizza at him and it becomes a wrench. But
My God. I'm so glad we recorded in blocks.
I refuse to learn any of his friends' names. It's just not.
They are not relevant. They barely, like, they only do like one line cheesy jokes, and then they turn into whoops. Like, come on now.
But during all this, while it's not happening as often, she is still having screaming nightmares. And the bike is fixed, and she goes on a ride, and she does start. And her plan works. She's outward every couple of feet, like telling her, "Get off the fucking bike, stupid." And she crashes and hits her head on a rock.
Okay, but wait, before you finish, when she fell off that bike, it didn't look like she hit her head. It looked like she hit her gut. Like, did you pay attention to that?
No, I didn't pay that much attention to it.
Like, she falls off, and then she's like, "Ugh."
Well, she hits the ground and then bounces a couple times.
Fucking rock should have killed her.
Jacob uses his gross shirt to dab the wound.
Let's not get that infected.
And maybe that'll be good. She'll stop the screaming nightmares. Go team infection.
Oh, but you're beautiful. Oh my God. Okay. The more you talk about this, even your monotone voice is more excited than this fucking film.
Was it at this point? Jacob actually starts avoiding her too. She can't figure out why, and she's like, "Enough of this," and she just goes up there herself. And he's cut his hair and got on this bad boy act like, "You need to go away or you're going to get hurt, woman."
But like, what changed? Like, he was always a werewolf.
Well, no. Until that point, it was just kind of bubbling inside of him. He hadn't actually transformed yet. I think it was at this point is where the transformation happened. So she goes in search of the field her and Ed used to hang out in. But because of the time of year, it's just dead brown field. And the vampire's there. Laurent.
Something.
It doesn't matter. He'll be dead here in a minute.
You ripped him apart.
But during this little face-up, Ed is starting to appear again, like telling her, lie better. What are you doing? And she's not lying better because she's not good at this. And that's when the werewolves arrive. And the one kind of gives her like a reminder of like, oh, this looks familiar. And she runs off to tell Charlie. And then Jacob shows up that night and gets into her room. Because that's a cool thing to do. Just remember, Sammy will be this age in about 15 years.
Sam, no, my daughter's not gonna be half as stupid as this. Like, so glad she didn't. So glad that I was growing in this timeline and not her, because I would just.
But anyway, the next day, Miranda's on over to the house, confronting everybody, and she slaps one of the kids in the face for being a douche. And he just starts shaking and hulks out into a wolf. And the wolf goes after her. Jacob turns into a wolf himself and goes after him. And they fight with each other, and they meet up back at the Pax house.
Yeah, they're all cool.
Yeah.
It was just, like, I had to calm him down. By bashing his head in? What?
I know how boys will be boys, you know.
They're fucking wolves with big ass fangs. They're not gonna just be boys.
We start meeting more of the pack whose names I will not remember. Except I did write one of them down. It was important. I think her name was Emily. Her face is all scarred to hell.
Yeah.
That's a terrible thing that comes in the next movie, I believe it was. Yeah. And
yeah, because it's revealed why she got that fucked up face.
Yeah. But anyway, we learn more about his tribe. The thing is about his tribe is that his tribe is actually a real tribe of natives that Stephanie robbed the shit out of and contorted their entire storyline to fit her own narrative instead of making her own goddamn tribe. And,
wasn't this book, like, her whole stories were like a ripoff of something else?
Well, I know the werewolf line that she got here is a ripoff of the real life tribe. And she took their stories and manipulated them to fit her narrative.
And she made millions, and They didn't get a penny.
She claims, and defenders will claim that they made money because people went and visited their tribe and learned the truth about their tribe, but...
I get that, but that's still probably a foul comparison to how much is these movies.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We learned that the biggest part, though, about this, the biggest takeaway from this speech here is that there are so many werewolves right now, or wolves, I'm not calling them werewolves, they're wolves, are turning right now, is because of the vampires themselves. That there have been an uptick in vampires in the area, and when vampires are around, wolves are born to deal with it. They're kind of nature's defense against them.
What the fuck?
Except they can't hunt the Collins because they have a treaty with the Collins. The problem is Laurent, who they dealt with, and Victoria, a vampire who keeps circling back to the area, they don't know why, and they can't catch her. And the reason why is Bella. They make a point to say Edward killed her spouse, James, from the first movie.
Correct.
But if we remember the first movie, because we watched the first movie, Alice killed James. The group held him down while Alice ripped his head off. Edward was tending to Bella.
That is true.
So Victoria's problem should be with Jasper. Because she wants to kill the mate of the vampire who killed her mate. So she should want to kill Jasper. We should let him, because then that's Team Alice right there.
Jesus Christ.
Later on, we see that Victoria is indeed back in the area. They chase her into the water. Unbeknownst to them, though, it's the same water that Bella's jumping into because she jumps off a cliff.
Randomly, yeah.
She's trying to see Ed. And while she's under, she sees Victoria and freaks out and bonks her head on a rock and knocks herself out.
Okay, now see, this is all making sense. Bella just has too much brain damage at this point. I mean, there's nothing more to say about it. She's just...
So has concussion syndrome all throughout these movies.
Yeah, right. They're not hallucinations. It's her bashing her head too much.
Jacob fishes her out and brings her back, and on her way, they takes her home. And there's a calling car in the driveway. It's Alice. Team Alice. All circles back around. You're going to watch these movies and think back on them and go, oh, God,
I'm never watching.
The right choice. But she got really worried because she saw Bella jump into the water, but she couldn't see what happened, so she just thought she was dead. And what happened was Jacob. Her powers are nullified because of the wolves being around in the area. That's why she couldn't see Victoria. That's why she couldn't see Bella being pulled out of the water. Those two don't get along at all, by the way. Alice and Jacob, they don't like each other one fucking bit.
Why does it smell like wet dog?
It smells like wet dog. Once you take the dog out, I'll be back. Now this is where Jacob really comes on hot to Bella. Like, pick me right now, move on from the Collins. And they're interrupted by the phone going off. And it's Ed calling, and Jacob implies, because Jacob picked up her phone. That's like me picking up your cell phone when it rings.
Yeah. Like, it would be the most randomest thing to do.
But he implies that Charlie's planning a funeral. It makes it sound like, because Ed is calling because he heard someone was killed. Because there have been hikers being killed in this area. From Victoria. And being that he implied that Bella's dead, Ed is off to Italy. Now Alice gets a vision of what's going to happen. He's going to the Volturi to kill himself. And Bella freaks the fuck out. And Jacob is like chasing after her like, he left you, he's no good for you, pick me now. Ah. But of course Bella's picking Ed, and her and Alice chase after him. I love it. She's like, what about Charlie? You can't just leave. And she's like, I'm 18, I left a note. To be fair,
I mean,
he's not wrong. She's not wrong.
She's not wrong, per se. So, real quick, though, wasn't her 18th birthday, like, over the Was it during her senior year then?
It must have been in September. Because remember, her cone of silence started in October.
Yeah.
So it must have been in September, unless they're counting October as in the moment of silence.
Okay. Because I'm just like, isn't she like the oldest fucking 19-year-old in?
No, she is an 18-year-old senior. So
Okay.
it just happened at the beginning of senior year.
All right.
I was a 19-year-old senior. So they're racing off to Italy to try to save him. And when they're getting there, Alice gets another vision. The Volturi have turned him down. They're not going to kill him because they want his power and they want him to join the Volturi. He doesn't want to do that. They're not going to kill him.
What is it exactly? Is his special power again?
He can read minds.
Okay.
And so he goes off and he develops a new plan. He's going to expose himself during this festival that these people are celebrating for the day that they expelled all of the vampires. It's like, I kind of have to break it to you. You failed.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of them over there.
They're right next to you.
So Ed is undressing and he's about to put himself in the sunlight. And Bella does a slow motion run through a water fountain to get to him and knock him back into the shadows. Now it's very important that they're not actually away from the sun or inside a building.
No.
Like the sun is coming through the windows and falling on him, and you can see it lighting up the side of his face. So in theory, he should be sparkling here, but he's not.
No, he's not.
But now they're being collected, the two of them and Alice who showed up, because now the Volturi want to talk to all of them. And I'm not learning their names either.
No.
We have a blonde woman, and we got the main guy named Giggles. So Giggles puts his hand on Edward's. Now Giggles' power is that he can see every thought and everything that you've ever seen, done, or thought.
Isn't that the same thing as reading minds?
No, because he can not only read your mind, but he can see what you're doing, what you've done.
Sounds like all the same fucking power.
No. It's a little different, but not quite. Because I can just think of the lie over and over and over again, and you'll see the lie.
Right.
He can see that you planned the lie.
Okay. Okay.
So it's a little stronger. It's in the same Gino. But he's really interested in Bella, because while he's doing this with Ed, he sees that he can't read Bella's mind. So he wants to see if Bella's immune to him, and she is. And she's immune to Blondie's power. I don't understand what Blonde's power is. She speaketh, so it happened.
Like she's using the Force.
But she's not using the Force.
This whole movie doesn't make any sense. So, like,
Okay.
why the hell does Edward want to commit suicide? Why does he need to go to Rome?
But here's another thing, right? So Bella is immune to two of their powers. But she's not immune to Alice or Jasper. I think someone's picking and choosing here.
Sounds like it.
Now they ordered all of them killed. But when Bella steps up to sacrifice herself, this pauses Giggles' order. Because now Giggles is intrigued that a human is standing up for a vampire. And he kind of wants to see her become a vampire. And Alice shows him that that's going to happen. That she will be a vampire. And she even goes over and lets Giggles see for himself that she's not lying. That's another thing I was just telling you about.
Okay.
So Giggles agreed. They can go home, and as long as they turn Bella, they'll be fine. So they go home, and Edward immediately starts backtracking on this. She does not want it to happen. So she demands a vote among the Cullens. And the vote passes. 2 people say no. It's Ed and Rosalie, because Rosalie never wanted to become a vampire, so I'm voting no. Like, that's your problem, lady. What are you talking about?
Oh my god. Okay.
Everyone else voted yes, so it's a yes. But Carlisle kind of puts his foot down in a way to where they have to wait till graduation. She must graduate, and then he will do it himself, or Alice will do it. Because that's the big thing with Ed. Because before, Edward could just say, no, I'm not going to do it, and that was the end. But now, two of the other members of the Cullen family are like, well, fuck him. If he's not going to do it, I'll do it.
Anybody could have done it, like...
And this enrages Jacob when he finds out. And Jacob politely reminds them that the
Our
treaty...
episode always...
That's actually a good thing, though. I didn't turn off any of the alarms. Jacob politely reminds them, the treaty dictates that if you turn anyone, the treaty's off. And it'll be war between the jorts and the fucking pale people.
You said the jorts.
The scariest gang battle since Alien versus Predator. And the movie ends off with Edward saying he will do it as long as she marries him.
Well, I mean, I know Bella's cleanly, but Edward's not much better either.
Well,
You
none
would
of these
think
people are good. Like, Jacob is borderline Predator already.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you remember even at the movie theater, like the one kid had to go throw up because he didn't like gore, and they're laughing at him in the lobby.
Mm-hmm.
But when he comes back out and he dares interrupt their conversation, despite the fact they came as a group,
Yeah.
Jacob's like, you want me to put you in the hospital?
Yeah. It's like, calm the fuck down. And he's like, I gotta go, I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, I think that was him like starting to become wolf.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, dude, you're what get it together here.
Oh.
So the only normal, like I said, Team Alice is the healthiest relationship here.
Yeah, kind of looking like it. Kind of looking like it.
Hey, we could, Victoria can get her vengeance and kill Jasper, because that's what Victoria wants. And we could just let Ed expose himself in public.
Oh, my God.
So what else do we got going in this movie? Charlie's there. He's working his way to the bottle. Because he's got to be drinking. He's got to be drinking himself to sleep every night to deal with the screams.
Right? And then if he doesn't have to deal with the screams, he also has to deal with, like, finding his daughter. Like,
How did she go this time? Do you mean she's passed out in the woods?
and like, I mean, like, I know, like, I don't know what days it took place, like, but when she flies to Rome, it's like, bitch, what about school?
Well, she was gone for 3 days, so...
So, okay, so what is it like?
She left at night, too, so if she left on a Friday, then in theory, she could have been back in town Monday.
That's the saving grace, I guess. Alright, what else did this
And this
plot?
was December, so it might just been on a
Holiday
break.
Yeah, that's true, too. Because, like, you know, fuck it, who goes to school?
She doesn't go to school often in this movie.
Nobody does.
Well, they go at the beginning because they're in that class. Well, you do see her at least 3 times. Because it's the Romeo and Juliet conversation.
Yes.
She does the sad montage where she's sitting at the Collins table by herself because they've left town.
Despite her having her friends, still, you are ignorant.
Well, I mean, her friends are pretty scummy too. Like that Jessica conversation coming out of the movie theater.
Yeah.
I'd have bailed into a dangerous crowd too.
And then what, graduation?
Oh, yeah, graduation. No, they don't actually show her. Oh, they do, yeah. They do show the graduation speech. So that's 4, because there was another time where she went, which planned the movie theater day.
Ah, yes, that is true.
So they do show her going to school in between all of this.
Sure.
And it's senior year. Are you missing anything by not going?
No, I mean, I had early out, so I was going to school in pajamas. Done at 11. I didn't care. Woke up at 6. Done at 11. Alright. So is there any left to this boring ass plot?
The fight scenes were really bad.
Jesus.
They weren't that good. It's all because of how they filmed it. Like, that sped up shit didn't look good.
So, I have one question, like, that I was, like, thinking about, like, So Edward, he runs off. Why?
Because he's afraid that she would get hurt if she stayed.
But even though the system is flawed with Victoria, Victoria's still around.
Well, yes, but I think they thought that Victoria would go after them and not her.
I don't know. She made it clear, like in the first film, like she was going after Bella.
Yeah, these aren't smart people though.
Clearly.
They learn nothing in their centuries of living.
Yeah.
And that'll become apparent when we get the Breaking Dawn.
Jesus, where's why have that?
And then Alice was supposed to be checking in with her powers, and she wasn't seeing anything, so they weren't worrying. But she wasn't seeing anything because of wolves. So they didn't check that either, because they knew that there were wolves, because they knew Jacob and his family in the treaty.
Just think we got another episode of this. What are your final thoughts?
F?
Yeah, yeah.
F tier movie?
Fucking shit. It's FS, that's what it is. I cannot stand the clinginess.
What do we think of the actual wolves? Their appearance, not their personality.
I mean, they look like you said, you don't want to call them werewolves because they show.
They're skinwalker wolves. They're not really werewolves.
Yeah, they're wolves.
Yeah.
Big ass wolves. That's about it. I mean, the CGI for that was fine. Like that's.
Yeah, I mean they looked alright.
They look like a wolf.
Yeah.
That's about it.
But it's funny. It's like they're not wearing shorts. I'm guessing because of their.
Where the fuck is their pants at?
Yeah, I know. They're just bits of shorts all throughout these woods.
That's like once they got into the wolf, like I get it that like, you know, which didn't make sense to me. It's like when they go back to their human form, they don't get cold because the fur.
Well, their body temperature is higher.
Okay, so like
I think it's the metabolism thing is constantly skyrocketing.
Like they do like the off camera, like where the fuck did he go and get shorts at? Like here's the battle and then he comes back.
Don't worry, they follow social norms. Only the men are topless. The women are still wearing shirts.
Yeah, I mean
social norms, people. Social fucking norms.
I mean like I said, yeah, the wolves are fine. I still think the dialogue and the contradicting is just so bad with this. Like I can't get over it. Like I'm not gonna let it go. Like it's just bad. And like he says, like the next film, Jacob gets even worse.
Yes.
He gets like downright like rapey.
Yes.
I mean it's F for me. And who would have thought the first film I gave a D to, and it only's going to get worse.
Oh yeah, that's the first film is the best film in this movie. Because at least it's just teen comedy bullshit, right?
Right. And I get that, and like I still get what a harsh, and I'm just like that shit's still annoying, but like this is just packing it on. He's in her room for very much. He didn't get the river friends. The boyfriend breaks up and leaves. He wants to kill himself.
Nothing about what you've said is actually words. What?
Neither was the things they were saying in this film. I didn't like the cleanness. I'll never get over that.
You're gonna enjoy the 10 years coming up.
Yeah. I hate the fact that they're still going against the vampire lore that has been set for film after film. And they are just giving you the middle finger now.
You're gonna have to get over this vampire lore stuff.
I can't.
Because we're gonna really throw it into the wind and break it down. I
get that at this point because they're just throwing about a bunch of FUs out there. Yeah, I can't say nothing positive about this film. Maybe the wolves, but that gives it an F still. I can't.
I like the spinning shot, and that's about it.
So your 50% went to 51%.
Well, it's never. Oh yeah, I guess, but it's still an F.
Still an F. Oh my god. So he gave it an F. I'm giving it an F. Somehow this movie made money.
Oh, this franchise made lots of it.
You know the sad part is like of all the teen series films that came out, you know, in that like stretch of time frame with like Hunger Games and Divergence and Harry Potter and this and all that. Like I watched most of them and and enjoyed them. And I skipped this one because even back then I was like, this is crap. And I wasn't even like actually focused on films when these films came out.
To be fair, so are the other ones you listed.
A little bit, they're better.
They're not better.
Well, wait till we do the Hunger Games.
Absolutely fucking not.
But
unless it's in the comments section, I don't have to review these.
I'm going to leave it in the comment section under username 64422. But guys, until next time, bye bye.